So good day everyone. By the way, my name is Robert Villamor, taking a course of EB Theology 2. I would like to greet our their instructor in fundamental music ministry, Ma'am Jean Subigka. Have a blessed day to you, Ma'am. And now let's talk about the very important matter about the role of the pastor in music ministry. The pastor's guardian of his or her flock remains the person who stands at the beginning and end of any reflection or discussion about music in the church. Now, important decision as to the role of music and the musician in the worship remain the responsibility of the pastor since he is in charge of the spiritual well-being of his congregation. Provide an understanding of worship to the congregation and the musician. This task is fundamental to authenticate worship and music practices in the church. It is the spiritual responsibility of the pastor. Music is only one of the expressions of the worship. As such, it is not mere aesthetic experience, it is also expresses and support the value of worship. Safeguard the worship values. Worship value deal with standard of content and quality observed in all worship actions. Worship values are not communicated to us through our own ideas or feeling, but come from sources outside of ourselves, the Holy Scriptures and the spirit of prophecy. Safeguard the unity of the church. Often the pastor himself or herself contributes to this split in the church, reality that is many times overlooked and ignored. Pastors are encouraged to adopt a very careful attitude in matters of music as related to the church. Safeguard the relevancy of the music. Seventh-day Adventist churches are becoming more and more multicultural and multilingual. They are no longer tight cultural entities in which a single style of worship dominates. This is the true not only on the intercultural level but also in the intergenerational level. If we want our worship to be relevant, we must address the matter of speaking in the language of the people, that is, the musical language of the people. This is yet another ethical duty of the pastor. And then, safeguard the unity of the team. Careful and early planning are necessary to achieve this goal of unified worship service, especially since music is involved in the process. This is true for solo performances and group presentations, such as by a choir, but even more so for praise team band that function mainly on the basis of arrangement and improvisation. The larger the group, the more time that we must set aside for preparation. Here's the 10 effective guide and steps on how the pastor leads the flock through music ministry. 1. Spiritual leadership. Pastor are spiritual leaders of the church, and they often provide guidance, support, and oversight to the music ministry. 2. Worship planning. Pastor may be involved in planning and organizing worship services. And 3. Teaching and preaching. Pastor may incorporate teaching and preaching about the importance of worship and music in the life of the church. And 4. Pastoral care. Pastors may provide pastoral care to members of music ministry, including musicians, choir members, and worship leaders. 5. Collaboration. Pastors often work closely with music directors, worship leaders, and musicians to ensure that music ministry aligns with the overall worship experience and help to facilitate a meaningful encounter with God. 6. Theological guidance. The pastor may offer theological guidance to ensure that the music and lyric used in worship align with the church doctrinal beliefs and theological stance. And 7. Support for musicians. They can encourage and support the growth and development of music and worship leader both spiritually and musically. 8. Incorporating diversity. Pastor may encourage the inclusion of diverse range of musical style and cultural expression in the worship service to make it more inclusive and reflective of the congregation's makeup. And 9. Conflict resolution. In the event of conflicts or disagreements within the music ministry or even the music ministry and church members, pastor may play a role in conflict resolution and reconciliation. The last, vision casting. Pastor may cast a vision for the role of music in the church worship, emphasizing its importance in creating a worship atmosphere and helping the congregation connect with God. It's important to note that the specific role of the pastor in music ministry can vary widely from one church to another. Some pastor may be highly involved in music selection and rehearsal, while others may provide more overarching spiritual leadership and guidance. Ultimately, the pastor's role in music ministry should serve to enhance the overall worship experience and support the spiritual growth congregation. So that's all. Once again, thank you for listening. Good day everyone. Have a blessed day.